What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wait
Give me just an extra second here, guys.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6 cents for the stupid shit.
Where my true believer?
Y'all need Jesus.
Praise the Lord, head to the extreme.
All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better.
All right, sorry, I had to take care of something right quick I forgot about.
Used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped them to my shoes and then I flew through the roof.
All right, here we go. Let's kill the music.
Strapped to an F-16, high on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Oh, welcome everybody. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us, guys. What's happening? What's up? Someone says Mariah's favorite butter is on Amazon. I don't see it. You lying to me? I see their garlic butter. Chef Chamois honey butter. Wait, is cinnamon honey butter? I see garlic butter. That's all I see. You guys are gonna send her into withdrawals if you're not careful.
_you betcha just resubscribed for 29 months.
Thank you for the resubscription. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. What's up, guys? What's happening? What's up? Let's check this out. Potentially. Man, Trump's interviews are fucking bad, dude. Like, real bad. And people are cheering him on. So, listen to what Trump thinks. Birthright. Keyword being birth. What Trump thinks birthright citizenship is. He also thinks we're the only country that has birthright citizenship. I think there's like 35, 39 countries. But just listen to this for just a second.
You promised to end birthright citizenship on day one. Is that still your plan?
Yeah, absolutely.
The 14th Amendment, though, says that, quote, all persons born in the United States are citizens.
All persons born in the United States are citizens. So, chat, if you had to take the 14th Amendment that says all persons born in the United States are citizens, what would you think we're referring to when we say birthright citizenship? most people would think if you're born here, then you're a citizen here, like 39 other countries around the world. If you're born here, then you're a citizen here. That's regardless whether your parents are citizens or whatever. If you're born here, automatic citizenship. Not Trump.
Can you get around the 14th Amendment with an executive action?
We're going to have to get a change. We'll maybe have to go back to the people, but we have to end it. We're the only country that has it.
Through an executive action?
You know, we're the only country that has it. Do you know, if somebody sets a foot, just a foot, 1 foot, you don't need to, on our land, congratulations, you are now a citizen of the United States of America.
What? So when asked about birthright citizenship, he responds by saying, if someone sets 1 foot on our land, congratulations, you're a citizen. That's not birthright citizenship. That's not birthright citizenship. That's just automatic citizenship. Birthright citizenship's being born here, right? It makes you a citizen. Being born here makes you a citizen.
America, yes, we're going to end that because it's ridiculous.
Through executive action?
And it's not a slip of tongue. He keeps saying it over and over again.
Well, if we can, through executive action. I was going to do it through executive action, but then we had to fix COVID first, to be honest with you. We have to end it. It's ridiculous. Do you know we're the only country in the world that has it? Do you know that? There's not one other country.
What about the legal challenge, inevitable legal challenges that'll come?
Do you know we have thousands of judges? Somebody walks onto our land, and we have to now say, welcome to the United States. They could be a criminal or not a criminal. We release them into our country.
Is that the process? Someone walks onto our land. We're talking about birthright citizenship. Somebody walks onto our land and we say, welcome to the United States. The concessions are by Arizona.
It's called catch and release. We release them into our country. Wait just 1 second. And now they get them lawyers. And the lawyers are good lawyers. And everybody has a lawyer. And do you know how many judges we have? Thousands. Now,
we're not looking for the butter.
What other countries do. They come into the land and they say, I'm sorry, you have to go. And they take them out. Okay? With us, once they touch our land.
Again, this isn't birthright citizenship. Does he think that birthright stands for like something that looks like that like a birth of a ship, like a ship makes birth, and then you step on land, dry, like the dry foot, wet foot, or whatever that was for Cubans, where if they could just make it to the U.S., they're granted asylum. I don't know where's the birth part.
We're into litigation that lasts for years, costs us hundreds of billions of dollars. We have judges, and I'm sure they're all honest, but I don't know that for a fact.
He basically shits on these judges. I'm sure they're all honest, but I don't know that for a fact. Nobody knows more about judges than I do.
Imagine what's going on with the judges. But
so he says, I'm sure they're all honest. I don't know that. You can imagine what's going on with those judges. So why even say I'm sure they're all honest? Just say a lot of corruption going on down there with those judges, because that's what you're implying.
Because I have a lot of judges. I tell you what, I know more about judges than any human being in history.
What claims are these? I know more about judges than anybody in human history ever. Then why didn't you do a better job of representation in court?
Look, we have judges. Every time somebody puts 2 feet or even 1 foot on a piece of our land,
It's sad that people fucking voted for this.
Welcome to long-term litigation. Other countries, every other country, when somebody walks on and they see that they're here illegally, they
No other human in history knows as much about judges as I do. They call me the judge, jury, and executioner.
walk them off, they take them back to where they came from. We have to get rid of this system. It's killing our country.
My dad is...
And then it goes into a 10 minutes commercial for Alex Jones. But this is what we were watching, a portion of that video, the interview the other day. We might watch the whole thing. It's like an hour and a half, but damn. The more he talks, the more I think he might be retarded. Or he's got some type of disorder. What makes someone say, like, as just filler? No one's questioning. Like, if you could do judge trivia, no one's asking. And he's like, I got a lot of judges. No other human in the history of the world knows as much about judges as I do. The question was, do you plan to end birthright citizenship? 1 foot on the land, and we say, welcome to the US of A. That's what we say. I don't even know what to say anymore. You guys remember how I was telling you my town has an obsession with not becoming Asheville? Like all the old Bible thumpers in my tiny little town are like, oh, we better not become Asheville. Oh, we're going to become Asheville. Our country's going to be horrible like Asheville. Asheville, 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 Asheville. Right? Over and over and over again. They're terrified for some reason. Well, I didn't feel like I got the point across to you guys because I couldn't find any posts, but I found a perfect one today. So we'll check this out. So there's a group in my town called Rise Irwin. And I guess they're like a more progressive group. Like they want business here and stuff for young folks. And they come up with this idea to do like these cement cast elephants every year. You guys know that we are the town that hung that Mary the elephant. So instead of trying to hide from that, they do this thing where they take these cast elephants. They're like concrete cast elephants, and they businesses purchase them to sponsor them, and then they get painted and designed or whatever. Then they're auctioned off. They set it downtown for like a month. It's called the Parade of the Elephants. Then they like auction them off, and it goes to an elephant sanctuary, right? And it's like a cool thing, like giving back since we hung the elephant. They do a lot of good. But I guess they're more progressive. So let's first check out Rise Irwin. So Rise Irwin, it says, rejuvenate, invest, support, energize, Rise. That's their acronym, Irwin. Individuals living and working in Irwin and Unicoi County dedicated to investing in our community. So they're hiring regional director long-term. That's for the YMCA, or I'm sorry, United Way. They're sharing something for food distribution that's going on Saturday, December 14th. The Christmas tree lighting this Friday, Unicoi County Chamber of Commerce Christmas tree lighting ceremony. So that's something nice. It's hashtag Giving Tuesday. We're asking each of our followers to donate $1. A little from each of us will make a big impact for those in need. All funds would go directly to helping those in Unicoi County that are still recovering from Hurricane Helene. Donate here. They got a GoFundMe up. Thank you for believing our mission and support. Now, this is all for Helene stuff. It's like Giving Tuesday, so asking everybody for $1. They even have a P.O. box where you can donate, GoFundMe or the website. And it says, like, if each of our Instagram followers would just give $1, that would equal $3,000. They share something from the Christmas parade. Here's a good post, right? This is the one we're going to be talking about. It says, big news from Rise Irwin. Okay. We're thrilled to announce that $225,000 in grants that don't have to be paid back have been awarded to support 32 families, 11 businesses, and 3 nonprofits in Irwin and Unicoi County. These funds are offering crucial support and helping our community rebuild. But our work is far from over. Applications are still open for local families, businesses, and nonprofits in need. A new round of reviews is coming soon. Apply for support here. It's got a short URL to apply. And it says, want to make a difference? We're still raising funds to fuel these recovery efforts. Every dollar helps create meaningful change for those most impacted. Donate here. And there's a GoFundMe link. And it says a huge thank you to everyone who donated to make the Help Irwin Hill grant opportunity possible. Your kindness is changing lives and helping our community grow stronger every day. Let's continue to rise, Irwin. Right? That's like their slogan. So let's continue to rise. And then comma Irwin. Right? It's got this picture of them holding a check for $225,000. That's actually my nephew on the end. I didn't even know he's part of Rise. He might not be. He might just be associated with it. But there's no fault in this, right? There's no fault in this. There's nothing wrong with this post. Unless you're super concerned that Irwin's going to become Asheville and all the homosexuals and bars will be here. So let's go to someone else's page. There's a guy they call Hogg, Hawg. His actual name is Randy. So let's go check out Randy's page. So you'll see that his typing's a little bit off. It's a little bit strange. It's all come together. He has like a vision issue. He has a vision issue going on, so I'm not going to bust him on that. But here we go. The post from a day ago. That Irwin Rise is blowing their trumpet about raising money to help 2 businesses that were destroyed by the flood. They laid the foundation for the pot shops, I guess. So we don't have pot shops, okay? We have like hemp and like it's legal in the state of Tennessee. It's not like they went and they're like, okay, we're going to get super marijuana for only, it's like the hemp and the Delta 8, 9, 10, whatever. All those things are legal in Tennessee. Anybody could open a shop and nobody could stop them. They don't need like a special permit or anybody could open. I could open one tomorrow right here. Anyways, they laid the foundation for the pot shop, I guess. The bar is next right now. My church with other churches are exploring ways to help the churches and 27 homes get rebuilt. Don't care who likes or dislikes my take on Irwin Rise and the people involved, but Irwin would be better off without you being involved in things here. Maybe you can move your operation to Asheville and auction off your ceramic gerbils to raise money for a gerbil sanctuary. You see why my town's so fucked? Like they gave away $225,000. And he's like, well, my church is doing good. They didn't say shit about your church. They didn't say, fuck the churches, we're giving away money. They just said, hey, we're giving away this money. And my church is rebuilding houses and give away money. And you like pot and bars. Maybe we'd be better off without you here. Go to Asheville. Like this group, for no reason, just gets so much fucking hate from these old motherfuckers who are so fucking pissed that Irwin is going to turn into Asheville. I haven't read the comments yet. Let's see what they are. There will be no let's turn it on all comments. There will be no more hemp shops after this month. Tennessee outlawed again. Hemp is not the same as pot. It can be very beneficial to people with certain medical and anxiety disorders. I really don't understand why you're against it if it's natural and it's legal. Also, I'd like to know what's wrong with the tap house. Just because you doesn't drink, you don't drink doesn't mean others can't socially drink. The Blue Ridge Tap House was where my friend and I used to go for DJ trivia and really enjoyed it. At $6 plus for beer, nobody's walking out of there blind drunk. Most patrons there and at Union Street Tap Room downtown are enjoying a couple of beers and good company. We need these kinds of businesses so our town doesn't turn back into a ghost town. Just to be clear, I'm not negating the fact the churches and homes need the help also. I know they do. Sorry. We listened to what he said. It doesn't make any he doesn't even know what he's talking about himself. And it says, so someone said, so this means nothing. And it says, hey, we've donated $225,000 to 32, not just 2 businesses, by the way. He downplayed that quite a bit. The 2 businesses, it's 32 families, 11 businesses, and 3 nonprofits. I don't know what the fuck you think is going to be made public globally. Trump doesn't do anything fucking globally, but good luck. You sound like a Q-tard. Why are you so, like, let's say your church is helping, and let's say Rise Irwin's helping. Why the fuck would you pit them against each other? And be like, my fucking church is doing this. I can't believe. Maybe you should just go to fucking Asheville. Like this all the fucking time, dude. All the time is all I see is people fucking bitching. I think they go through and delete a lot of their comments just so fights don't break out because they're like a nonprofit. You don't want to have people fighting in the chat all the time. But what is the deal? Just because they want shit like business to come here. So they have like downtown has like little boutiques and like a couple bars now that we never had before. The closest thing we ever had to a bar was we had one beer joint, like a place that sold alcohol that had a drive-through. And as soon as that guy that owned it died, they shut that thing down. But like constantly, they're just getting so much fucking hate. Just because they don't want Irwin to be a bunch of fucking retirement homes, everybody dies off and runs away and leaves. Like, I don't know what this elder group, this generation of people in Irwin wants, but nobody young wants to stay here anymore. No one wants to be here. There's nothing to do. There's nothing fun. No one's going to church fucking 7 nights a week like you guys. Like, what you just want to be a ghost town? Everybody fucking die or leave? I don't know. They even get on here and bitch about the murals and shit that they paint downtown. For some reason, murals are homosexual. It's a very, very weird obsession. Very weird. I just don't get it. I don't know. Like you couldn't be less controversial as a nonprofit organization of trying to get businesses, regardless of what they are, and donating to people in need. They even donated a ton of money to the program that goes through our local utility company that helps people who can't afford their bills. And not only the people that couldn't afford their bills, but a lot of people are having to get service reconnected because they took out their power pole and their meter base and shit. And if most power providers make you you own the meter base and everything inside it, right? They just come and put the meter head in. So you have to pay for that pole, you have to pay for the meter base, you have to pay for all that shit. So they donated to that. Like, I don't know. It's just so weird. The obsession with not becoming Asheville. I love all the people who like try to translate for Trump or like, if you don't understand him, then you're the idiot. No, I do understand him. That's the problem. she asked about birthright citizenship, and he said, put your foot on our land and you're a citizen. That has nothing to do with it. Birthright citizenship, hence the name birth, is being born here and becoming a citizen. Asheville's not bad. I guess a lot of people get mad because they have fucking drag queens and gay bars and shit. Like, the problem is people think that like our town is going to turn into this like fucking place full. There's not enough people to support 10 fucking bars. There's barely enough people who drink to support 2 bars, right? Like, most of the time you go in there and they're basically just empty. There'll be a few people here, and then they'll have events like when they have trivia or karaoke or whatever. Then there'll be a few people in there. But like, they think there's going to be a bar on every corner. We already have laws in place where a bar can't be so close to a church or a school or this or that. And we have a mayor that's trying to stand in the way of the tax office issuing liquor licenses and alcohol licenses. Shit's just wild. And they reelected that guy. I like the guys, like, personally. He's a good dude. I don't think he's a great mayor for Irwin, but he was my football coach. I was close with his daughter for a little while. He was one of my high school teachers. He's still a bus driver. I saw him he's our mayor, and he's still a school bus driver. I saw him the other day driving a bus, and that's probably something he doesn't have to do, but I know they're always looking for bus drivers, so that's probably nice of him. I just think that his ideas are very antiquated and backwards and not moving Irwin forward. But he's got a lot of support in that. So, the older you are, the more likely you are to vote. And again, like, I'm showing you some of the electorate, right? They're upset because a nonprofit donated money to places to rebuild that were destroyed by the storm. That's wild to me. Seems like this is more posts from that same guy. Seems like I ruffled some feathers with my post distancing my church from a liberal running for mayor. Or my stroke did not affect my views or my memory. I don't care if every liberal in Irwin turns against me. I don't think myself to be better than anyone, but my church is not a liberal church. And when a liberal tries to use it to portray himself as part of it to get votes, I have no problem calling them out. I will never change. And if you don't like it, feel free to block me. One lady that questioned my Christianity has a sign depicting the bird finger and stating she blocked me. Laugh out loud, I guess. She is a role model for hypocrites like Michael Baker. Thinks people don't know his real views. A lot of folks are deceived. Instead of holding the door at the fellowship hall for the governor, he should have been at the middle school holding the door for Glenn White while he was carrying out food and water and generators and loading them on trucks and helicopters. I remember years ago people getting mad at me for calling a young guy out that belonged to the Irwin Rise group that was on here bragging about turning downtown into East Asheville. They didn't get a start, but if they want their pot shop, they better send divers at the dam. So there was a business that was destroyed that was like Delta. It was called the Smoky Grass Station or something like that. Mariah might know if she sees this. I don't get it. Let's search the word Asheville. Talked with a buddy, Scott Wilcox, while he was driving home from work in Greenville. It snowed hard the whole time. He got I-26 as worse to the side of the road. Wheelchair. I canceled my trip to Asheville. The fuck were you going to Asheville for? I thought nothing good was in Asheville. I thought we were done. No Asheville ever. Back when Obama first ran for president, he made it clear he was going to shut coal down, which was going to kill jobs from the mines. And all along the rail, there were people that worked on the railroad that still supported him, knowing they were going to lose their job. To me, that proved to me that some liberals are willing to sacrifice their livelihoods to support the woke movement. One guy started posting about going to Asheville and how money always followed the homosexual crowd. I no longer associate with any of these people. They are deceived. I am no better than anyone, but my heart belongs to Jesus, and it's not for sale. I will never support anything or anyone that goes against the word of God. I think they're afraid they'll be aroused, maybe. Ever since rafting companies started operating on the river, they have felt like they owned the river. If a liberal judge stops the rebuilding of the gorge for the railroad, we should band together and make rafting extinct in Unicoi County. The railroad is not just vital for jobs. Those tracks are vital for our national defense, just like our interstate system. I love the river. It has brought me so much enjoyment my whole life. I guess the next they will sue God for not stopping the flood. I think when I get able, I may start a fishing guide service and stretch trot lines from one end to the other. A few years ago, a man from Beulah, North Carolina posted on his Facebook page that he had spent the day in Asheville, North Carolina, and how money follows the gay crowd. I do not hate gay people. They need the Lord the same as us. I will always believe what the Bible says about homosexuality and those that go along with it. The word of God is plain. A lady once accused me of hate because I didn't attend a gay pride parade. Speaking the truth and not going along is hating anyone. I am far from perfect and have lived in sin when I was younger, and I was never proud of it neither. Did I want anyone to make excuses for what I was doing? I lived with a woman years ago. I knew it was wrong, and if I had left this world then, I would still be in hell today. I will always stand against things that are wrong and be honest about myself. And when I hear about things creeping in where I live, I will do all I can to make others aware of what's happening. I am not any better than anyone, but I am not for sale. The sins I have been guilty of are all under the blood of Jesus, and I don't have to rely on anyone to make excuses for what I did. I only have to trust the Lord to know that His grace is sufficient and I am forgiven. Liberalism demands that we accept sin and go along with sinful lifestyles, and people get mad when you don't conform, and not running for office or trying to be popular. I will never support anyone trying to change our town into something like Asheville, nor do I need money that bad. Asheville, North Carolina, I do not need money that bad. He does not want us to become Asheville. Then he tagged himself in Asheville one day. What are you doing over there? Celebrating my birthday by putting a Trump sticker on a bear. I know a few people that moved here to escape what Asheville has become. I have a locksmith friend that lives there that told me a couple of days ago that according to a cop friend, there were 7 to 20 rapes a week. Asheville has made the top 10 of most violent cities in the country. Asheville leaders want to lead the way in the new age of liberalism. There's a video clip of Buncombe County Sheriff talking about taking people's guns. He says in the video, you hear the saying, you can have my gun when they pry my cold dead hands from it. He then laughs and says, okay, and the crowd of liberals cheer him on. Good job, Sheriff. Just more proof that gun laws do not stop crime. Asking that you continue to keep me in your prayers as I got up at 8 this morning to have shots in my eyes. The shot will correct my vision. They are to prepare my eyes for surgery. I'm not dreading this, blah, blah, blah. Please pray, patient. This one might not be related. Had a guy call me from Elizabeth this evening. His truck broke down in Gray and he lost his only key to get it fixed. I explained I haven't been able to work since May because of detached retinas and cataracts. He said the only pony locksmith he trusted, and he would wait. I told him my next appointment was March 17th, scheduled cataract surgery. I really need the truck, and he could wait. Loyal customers, I do know who the best is in this area. Knoxville, Morristown, Asheville. Okay, that one doesn't have anything to do with it. Okay, here we go. This has got to be it. Last week, there were several posts about the Town Planning Commission considering a rezoning request at Bear Mountain Outfitters for a guy to put in a mobile campground with tent space and a bar with live music. Tyler Engel's wife commented that she only knew of a kayak instruction school. Nobody would have known the true intent of the zoning request if not for the intended buyer giving all the details to a neighboring family he thought wanted him there. Tyler accused me of directing a statement at him that was intended for everyone that claimed to be a Christian, inviting bad things here in our community. This man admitted to this family of how Tyler was helping him get this done. Tyler even signed a letter as having full knowledge of this. They tried to keep Tyler's my age, by the way, and he's just trying to get, he's part of the economic development. He just tries to get business here. Business here. They tried to keep the true intent hidden until the zoning had been changed. That's not true. Some of the planning commission even said they felt like someone was trying to pull something on them. So that leaves me with two questions. From the day I met this guy, this was right across from where my mom and dad lived. The day I met this guy, he said that he wanted to do kayak. They were doing kayak sales and supplies. They're going to have a school for teens all the way up to adults to learn how to kayak. And occasionally they want to have live events, and they want to sell alcohol by the growler, bottled alcohol, like craft beers. So that leaves me with two questions. What is Logan's stance now? What is Logan's stance now that she knows the real intention for the property? Do we need to use our tax dollars to pay the salary of someone that has done nothing for the county, not even recruited one industry here, and has lost and still losing his credibility with elected and appointed leaders in the community? Wait a second. You're bitching about them not recruiting one industry here while saying that this business shouldn't exist here. Someone told me that Tyler had posted a prayer request because he was being attacked. He is appointed, and just like everyone else paid by our tax dollars, his performance is open to the public scrutiny. The best way to silence a critic is to prove them wrong. Enough people from here still have to go to Asheville. They see the vandalism and graffiti. They know about the conservative journalist that was bashed in the head with a brick last year, and how Antifa and BLM has changed the political landscape. And we that live here have a right to resist the changes here that usher that type of environment in. If we don't take a stand now, we will be bowing to political correctness later. Already have a new liberal business owner complaining how we need to change and that we have too many churches. These people view Christianity as a threat, and it is when your views involve violence against those that disagree. Atsuko's been here. Atsuko, have you ever seen so many churches in your life in my fucking town? I swear on my life, in downtown, I could be standing at any church in town and throw a rock and hit another church. I could be standing at any church in town and throw a rock and hit another church. It's wild. And what happens is, this is what I learned by attending church when I was young. They have this church, everybody loves everybody, everybody's doing good, and everybody goes to church together. Boom, some drama happens. And it usually involves like one of the top families, or maybe the pastor and his family, or the deacon and his family. Two sides are created. The other side starts another church. Then those two churches build up. Then drama happens in both those churches, right? Boom, those split, they multiply. It's like cell splitting. There's so many fucking churches. So many churches. And yet the butthurt snowflakes keep the race war alive and well. I don't know. This is from a website called rickwell.us. This has got to be a good website. Clearly. I better move this over here before some corn pops up. Okay, yeah, it's not even a working website anymore, but it says, white folk don't apply. Asheville roots out racism with black preferences. Yeah, churches on every corner. It's so wild in downtown. There are some churches that are further out. I used to go at this church because I was dating a girl that went there, and her parents said if we were dating, I needed to go, in a place called Hogskin. Like, it's fucking way out in the middle of nowhere, but there's a church right across the street from it. But those are the only two for, I don't know, 30 or 40 miles. Don't take my man card, please. Was listening to Delilah, and a guy called in and said he was with a married woman, and her husband knew about it and even told him he could have her. I have never been married. I can relate to the husband. Ooh. I dated one a few years ago that I got engaged to. It got so crazy I would get my dad's old Willie's Jeep he had restored and go to the mountains where my phone wouldn't get signal. I was looking for a way to put the wedding off, but not hurt her feelings, when 2 weeks before the wedding, she cheated on me. I didn't even get mad, but still got cussed out for not taking it hard. She actually told me I looked happy that we ended things. The guy she cheated with really missed out, because I would have paid him to do what he did, even if it meant making payments. Laugh out loud. To be more specific, she ended things with me after their first date and didn't think I would find out why. And even after finding out, I never let her know I knew until she called me 2 weeks later saying she prayed and God wants us together, and then cussed me when I told why I wasn't going there. Laugh out loud. My friends told me that dating her solved a problem, that now people know I'm not gay. Laugh out loud. Gotta love my friends. Heard of rumors that the powers that be have recruited a campground with an open bar and live music to locate on the property of old Bear Mountain Outfitters. Does anyone know if this is true or not? It really amazes me how some like to play church but try to saturate our town with alcohol venue. So it's not even enough that these people, I don't even think Tyler Engel, as far as I know, I don't even think Tyler Engel drinks at all. It's not enough that he doesn't drink. If he does his job of bringing businesses into our county, and those businesses want to serve alcohol, he's going against God and trying to turn this into Little Asheville. But try to saturate our town with alcohol venues and places that draw a bigger crime rate instead of recruiting industries. Bro, why? Here's the problem. Why would a factory want to come here? There has to be a benefit for a factory to come here, whether that's tax breaks, whether that's the workforce, whether it's supplies and materials are close by, whether it's cheap land. There has to be a benefit. It's not just some guy goes out because he's on economic development board and just says, hey guys, come over here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Like, what the fuck? Any business is good business for our dying county. Seriously, all the young people are going to move away. They're never going to want to fucking come back because of these people. There's nothing to do here. That's if they don't get involved in drugs and alcohol out in the middle of the fucking woods somewhere, because there's literally nothing to do here. Fucking die in a car wreck or overdose. And all these people are, this guy can't even fucking see or walk anymore. And people like him are just going to fucking die in this town. It's going to be a ghost town. And then nobody can survive here because there is no workforce. There is no industry. There is no business. There is no nothing because they ran everybody off. People are leaving Asheville now because the lib turds have turned it into what they are trying to do here. I told you, there's an irrational fear that our town is going to become Asheville. It's so irrational. This was in Asheville, North Carolina. At the end, you can hear someone chant, Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Don't. But let's just ignore that. Let's concentrate on how Trump is at fault and his supporters are racist and bigots. Never mind, I have no respect of life for anyone protecting me. Police officer is not a race. I label this video Lib Turds on Parade. I have a liberal friend that posted when the woman was killed by the policeman in Minnesota. He is anti-police and posted that we should beware because the cops are killing white people now. I went to comment on it with a link stating the cop was a Muslim immigrant, and he took it down to laugh out loud. Don't you just love those lib-turd double standards? Again, when he says cops are killing white people, too, it doesn't matter the race of the cop. Earlier, you wanted to make it a race thing, but cop isn't a race. And now you're like, that's a Muslim immigrant. Let's see what's going on in Asheville. God forbid people use a protected right like protest, peaceful protest. I'm just skipping around. It's like 20 minutes long.
I don't think I wore the right garb for this. Because so far I've been called a fascist.
Don't feel fair. Shouldn't have worn a tie.
Yeah, I think that. Right now we're doing a Facebook Live. Dude, you need to get your hands off of me. Do not touch the camera out of my fucking face. Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Do it again.
Ooh, so he's a reporter with the news. He said, I'm a reporter with WLOS, just doing a piece here.
Dude, you need to get your hands off of me. Do not.
This one got spicy.
Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Do it again. There's 400 people.
Hey, you should go. You should go. Go.
Literally, I'm a reporter from WLOS. Do not touch me. Get your hands off.
Hey,
literally,
ask the crowd, man.
Get your hands off. Get out of the fucking crowd, dude. Move it. You need to get out. Dude, get away from me. I will fuck you up.
Oh, that was a threat. Dude, you can't say that. Okay?
Did you hear that?
Just not good. I'm not threatening. I just want to hurt somebody.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
He's allowed to record, bro. You gotta chill the fuck out. Fucking lib turds, I'm telling you.
Dude, get away from me. Seriously, get away from me.
Oh my God, he chased him back down.
Dude, get away from me.
Yeah, you should walk away.
Dude,
Walk away.
I'm a reporter with WOLS.
I don't care who the fuck you are. Move. Where's your fucking camera crew? Walk the fuck off the block.
Dude, get away from me. Seriously, get away from me. I will go get a police officer.
Go get a police officer.
Get away from me.
Do it, dude. Move it.
Get away from me. Get off of me. Don't touch me.
You got some fucking skills.
Damn,
Dude, do not touch me.
Motherfucker. Take a fucking walk.
Dude, get away from me. You literally follow me across this whole area.
He's not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm literally a reporter for WLOS.
Switch camera. Switch camera.
Do not touch me again. Do not. That's the last time I'm going to tell you. Do not touch
Look
me.
at him. Stand over there and face that way. That's what I want.
Jesus Christ.
I dare you. Dare me to what? Get away from me. You're literally on camera assaulting me. Literally on camera assaulting me. So you're lucky.
Oh, I'm lucky. You're the fucking lucky one, motherfucker.
Yeah, whatever, though. What is he, a supremacist?
Did you see that guy assaulting me? Literally assaulting me multiple times. It is on camera. I have it on tape.
This would probably be a bad time to try to get the police to arrest that guy. Just saying.
No. Different guy, long hair, black glasses.
This is 2017.
I'm gonna stop rolling. I'll go back and show you where I'm
I never heard the Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Don't thing. That's what we're supposed to be listening for. I heard the guy say I could stop recording and show you where he assaulted me multiple times.
A gentleman with a black t-shirt, black sunglasses. This gentleman's reporting that he's got another guy that I lost track of who's also put his hammers in their face. Is it this guy right here?
Here, I'll stop rolling. I'll show you.
I never did hear the part he's complaining about. But there you go. Irrational fear of my friends. I don't know what that says. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, has been keeping me updated on what is taking place there. Local liberals posing as conservatives that have been elected and now trying to carry out an agenda. Ooh. Ever wonder how local politicians get wealthy? They sell out on a smaller scale than the swamp creatures in Washington, but it's enough for them to work for someone other than the people. Their county commission is trying to take the county sheriff off the ballot and make it an appointed position by the county commissioners. Last year, Antifa and BLM attempted to riot and loot there, but were met with armed citizens, and they turned their buses around and went back to Seattle, where they welcomed along with their violence. There were no shots fired. Coeur d'Alene? That makes sense. I think I've heard that before. There were no shots fired, no violence, and the local militias were allowed by their open carry and castle laws to protect the town while the sheriff's office monitored it. Next thing, the town leaders tried to pass ordinances banning all weapons or anything that could be used as a weapon, and the defied them. They tried to ban anything that could be used as a weapon. Anything over 8 ounces was banned in this town. The police chief is at the mercy of the city leaders and would have lost his job by refusing to enforce the ordinances. The sheriff serves at the will of the people. It's no conspiracy. These libturds are trying to make it safe for Antifa and BLM to destroy the town, and the people are not having it. We, the people, can put a stop to this. It's already in Asheville, North Carolina, and some leaders here that are so-called conservatives are inviting it in. Soros has enough to buy our whole country. It's up to us to make sure he fails. It's hard to spot those with an agenda. It's not hard to spot those with an agenda. We need to seek out people that have our best interests at heart and not their own wealth. Ooh. This is from 2022. There are always two sides to every debate, and sometimes both sides can be right. The debate of camping at a parking area off Highway 81 by the river is the latest topic to be debated on here. I love Josh Callahan's sense of humor and always read his posts and comments because he's a funny guy. I would agree with him that the family staying in the parking area is not a problem if that's all they have right now. But I don't think it's rich, arrogant people that are the majority of complaints. Right now, here in town, we have a homeless population that chose that life. This is another one of those. Elon Musk shared a post today saying that homelessness is a lie. It's usually violent drug addicts who don't want to get better. That chose that life. It's not a huge problem, but soon will be if measures aren't taken now. Follow Chad Nesbitt on Skyline News, and you will see what is taking place in Asheville, North Carolina, with all the cleanup of needles and big spike in violent crime. And that is the other side of the issue. Was at Dariesh yesterday and talked to a guy I grew up with that owns land along the river, and he is on the side that wants to stop camping because of the partying and fights and them trashing the area. Nobody would want this in their backyard, and because of innocent people like this family on 81 pay for something they didn't do. All my life I've camped and fished the river at Jones Branch, had fishing lines cut by rafters, and remember back when it was trashed really bad. Now the Forest Service has it posted all along the road, no camping. Public land should be open for all to enjoy. The Forest Service and local law enforcement could patrol these areas and make note of who is staying there and hold them accountable for any trash left behind. Not sure how they could enforce anything when an idiot rafter cuts a trot line. I know how I dealt with it years ago, and it kind of went away until recently. There are no easy answers when it comes to entitled snowflakes and trashy people expecting someone to clean up after them. Saw a comment that if you are a white and you say you have black friends, that you are racist for saying that. Laugh out loud. Some people will grasp at straws and nitpick every little thing to further an agenda. I've said this before, I'm saying it again. The majority of all races living in this area are good people, and we get along. We do have some bad eggs of all races, but we are blessed. Last weekend, there was a BLM protest here. There was about 100 people showed up, and from what I've learned, a large number of those were from Asheville. I'm proud of the fact that we have enough sense not to take part with a group that calls for the killing of police or anyone else for that matter. I think when enough people stood against the Klan years ago, they left or just quit spreading their hate. If we do the same with the black racist groups, they will move on also. Man, he hates Asheville. Reward offered for information on who put a Trump 2020 sticker on a bear. How about putting that reward money towards finding out who it was that vandalized your city? I don't think the bear cared one way or the other what is stuck on his collar. This video cracked me up. Poor old woman needs to be put in a boot camp to toughen her up a little. This is a bear tracking collar. I guess somebody put a Trump 2020 sticker on it. They put those fucking stickers everywhere, dude. Wonder if this will still play. It's an older story.
Need metal?
What's from 2020?
We have it in your size. OnlineMetals.com. We have not won.
The group known as Help Asheville Bears is offering a cash reward for anyone who can help track down a person who put a political sticker on a bear's collar. News 13's Taylor Young joins us live from Asheville. And Taylor, that animal was spotted.
It's got to be Asheville, guys.
Asheville.
What are the chances this took place anywhere else and this man shares it? 0 to none.
That's right, Frank. It wandered right up to a woman's door, which she says isn't all that uncommon considering bear sightings are happening more frequently in her neighborhood.
To me, if you're brave enough, I understand bears shouldn't be political, right? Like I wouldn't want it stuck to its face or over its eye or like shaved into it or something. If you're brave enough to get out there and put a fucking sticker on a bear's tracking collar, you're good.
She says she was about to leave her house when she saw the bear laying on her porch. So she grabbed her phone and started taking pictures of it. That's when she noticed a Trump 2020 sticker on its collar.
We have so many places in this world to put stickers and express our political views. Using a wild animal for that is cruel and inhuman. It's not okay.
After spotting it, she reached out to HAB, a spokesman for the organization, says this is not the first time a bear was spotted in Asheville with the political sticker on its collar. It's now offering a $5,000.
It could be someone that works with them too, that like puts the collars on or drops them off or something while they're still groggy.
Anyone who has information leading up to who did this, and you can find their contact information.
That's wild, dude. Yesterday, I shared a memory that was a post from my cousin Tim Bowman from a couple years ago about my great-great-great-great-grandparents. I don't want to read that one. Seems like Unicoi County Coach John Good is rallying his students to disrespect our county and those that died defending it. Talk about a libtard. What? I don't know what the fuck that post was. If you think little things like a zoning change doesn't have the potential to change the whole town, you need to talk to someone that lives here, that moved here from Asheville to get away from the liberal crap. Just talk to the lady that moved here 3 years ago to get away from what is taking place in Asheville. She told me that once there was a purple bus riding around town and folks waving blow-up male genitalia. Waving inflatable dicks out the window. The police department bowed with BLM, and city council voted to pay blacks reparations with Randy Higgins. Women go topless in town, and crime is soared. I challenge each of you to look up Gay Pride Asheville, North Carolina, and look at the rainbow knit wraps around the light poles. Looks exactly like the Dr. Seuss celebration, or is it a tactic planned out in the 5-year plan to change this town? Watch the videos of this clip. This is what liberals pretending to be conservatives want here. So are you saying Randy Higgins was driving around with inflatable dicks? Anyone notice you don't see much of Antifa or BLM anymore? Democrats won't waste their money, just like socialism. They cut you off when they don't need you. Back when these groups were burning and looting our cities, invading homes, robbing and raping people, the Democrats defended them, but let our truckers organize a protest and churches join in and hold prayer vigils, and they want to pass laws and label us terrorists. That didn't happen. Republicans are just as much to blame when they voted to accept a crooked election of which proof has been exposed in the lower courts and just keeps coming out, but you won't hear about it in mainstream media. We are a banana republic with pathetic and corrupt leadership. We should have never let it get this far. We still have our Constitution, and it justifies our actions in getting rid of tyranny legally. Just not enough folks with the backbone to do it. Watch what is going on in Ukraine. We will either have to fight like them or bow. The difference is we've been invaded by our own government. I'm sure he's changed his stance on Ukraine now that Trump's changed his stance. Isn't it so weird? Isn't it so weird how scared they are of Asheville? I guess they don't want their families to stay in their cabins while the gays are connecting to nature. This was a little couples only thing. I'll see if this will play. He's even against this. This is a couples only cabin. Like, it wasn't for families. It was like a romantic getaway. Anyways, check it out.
And in Unicoi County, plans are in the works for a nearly $20 million luxury couples-only cabin resort in the mountains. How neat is that? County leaders say Coffee Ridge Resort will be situated off of Old Asheville Highway and will mark the first of its kind in Northeast Tennessee. The resort owners say Coffee Ridge will offer a high-end, tailor-made experience for couples to connect with nature and each other.
No, he immediately went gay with it. I guess they don't want families to stay in their cabins while the gays are connecting to nature. What? I think this is still going on, or do they stop it? It's definitely luxury. Look at their website. Like, it's something I couldn't afford to do, or maybe I have to save up or something. 8 dwellings, 6 studios, tree-line homes. Like, it's definitely high-end. Taste culinary excellence, farm-to-table menu, renowned chefs. It's got nourish the mind, body, and soul, holistic wellness, expert spa therapies. This is Coffee Ridge. Enjoy nature's majestic symphony. It was meant to be. The natural forest, waterfall. Like, it's way out of my price range. You know what I mean? But the last time they posted was in 2023. Maybe it didn't work out. When is construction supposed to start? Someone said 32 weeks ago. Nothing. So maybe it didn't work out. Viewpoint offers a blend of seclusion and awe-inspiring visits for our discerning guests looking to reconnect with nature and rejuvenate their senses. Surrounded by nature's embrace, our romantic getaway weaves together the serenity of a luxury spa with the magic of the great outdoors, creating shared moments that pamper the soul and strengthen the bonds of love. So maybe they didn't go through with it. I don't know. It doesn't look like you can book or anything. It says you can shop. They got products. That's about it. Any business is good business, right? If it's bringing money into our county, paying taxes which support the school, like, I don't understand these people. It's probably for all the gays. Let's see what the comments say. I think couples can also mean male and female. True, but to invest $20 million then limit your customer base smells fishy to me. Smells like gays up there in the woods. I think everyone needs to be thankful that someone is willing to spend that kind of money and hopefully boost our tax base and the economy for Unicoi County. Oh, God. If it was about tax dollars, they wouldn't limit their customer base to couples only. The crowd will draw the crowd this will draw, and the baggage that comes with them is not worth tax dollars. Factories that pay livable wages bring in more taxes, plus more customers for our businesses. I think cabins to rent in these places are a good draw for tourism, but it has a bad smell when you invest that kind of money in limited couples and say it's all-inclusive, which is a subtle way of marketing to the gay crowd, which is a turnoff for a lot of straight couples. So he doesn't know what all-inclusive means, right? All-inclusive means that just like they showed their food, they have food and drink and shit there. You think all-inclusive means like accepting of all sexual orientations, which isn't a bad thing either, but you don't know what all-inclusive means. That's why they said they had world-renowned chefs and food and shit. That's what all-inclusive means. You fucking idiot. It means you don't have to leave. Everything's included. Which is a subtle way of marketing to the gay crowd, which is a turnoff for a lot of straight couples. Bottom line, this is private-owned land and private business venture. Nothing we can do except pray if they target the gay crowd that they will fail and have to change it to a family destination. I'm not ready for the gender-neutral bathrooms. Never will be. Based on the article, what makes you draw those conclusions? Laugh out loud. All-inclusive is a draw for anyone wanting to go on a nice vacation. I don't know where you draw these conclusions. Have I missed something? Is the property owned by gays, or did they specifically say for gays only? Money is money. What the hell? All-inclusive is a subtle invite to the gay crowd. I poke fun at our leaders for working on this instead of a good-paying factory, and people lose their minds. This place coming in here will have to rent more than 12 cabins to make a profit, but that's their problem. Our problems will come from all the liberal fruitcakes that will relocate here because of all the other all-inclusive businesses being recruited here by our liberal economic leaders. Then he responds to the other guy and says, evidently you missed the all-inclusive businesses that have been recruited here. It isn't rocket science. Once they get a foot in the door, then comes the drugs and the crime wave associated with the socialism crowd. You could check with Darren Shelton. Since the alcohol has been allowed and voted in by the people, DUIs have increased by a large number. This has made our roads more dangerous for you, me, and our families. Is it worth the taxes? I hope I'm wrong, but places like this are very popular with gays and usually wind being exclusively for gays, which is fine if they keep to themselves, but usually they demand things in the communities like ours that goes against our beliefs. Our economic leaders need to be working on things that will help us all prosper. Gays and alcohol? Have you ever heard of Sandals All-Inclusive Resort? Laugh out loud, it's not directed at only gays. Never seen Sandals back in the hills of a small town, $20 million to put 12 cabins on 300 acres? Maybe they will name it Squeal Like a Pig Resort. No matter how this gets debated, they know their true intentions. No need in talking to them. They are free to do whatever, and I really hope I'm wrong. But if I'm right, it's the folks that live there that will have to endure their actions. What the fuck, dude? Why does he think all-inclusive means gay? He must take the worst vacations. I'm not wrong. All-inclusive means everything's included, right? Price of a room, meals, beverages, and other expenses. But he thinks that they have a focus on inclusivity, I guess is what he thinks it means. Don't make this about your homophobic views. It could be they don't want strangers, unruly kids destroying the place. And not every couple is a gay couple like you're making it sound. Maybe couples just want to get away from their kids, and that includes everybody else's kids also. But only people with kids would know that. Ooh, shot at him for not having kids. Pretty bad. The gays are coming in here. I don't see anything wrong with couples only. If you want a family fun, go to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge. A lot of older couples like to have a place to go and relax. This is America, and people are free to do whatever, but why are we paying an economic director $80,000 a year to recruit businesses that benefit the business owner and bring in some taxes only? Don't you think we need good-paying jobs to replace those that have left? I hope this business has to change to family-friendly. What about us single moms that want to have a getaway from the kids but still be close by if an emergency raises? That's not fair. So only couples can have their alone time, but single moms can't? Really? That's stupid if you ask me. When did it say single moms couldn't go there? He says, laugh out loud, Debbie. Tyler blocks everyone that disagrees with him, and if you talk to him in person, he just tells one lie after another. Been there, done that. Anything that comes to Unicoi County is better than nothing, and if you think gays don't have children, you're very wrong, but we all have our own opinions about things. How do gays reproduce? Tell me now! How do gays reproduce? If anything is better than nothing, then I'm going to open a gay strip joint and call it Gerbil's Ear. Do you flaunt what goes on in the bedroom with your husband publicly? If gays kept things private, they wouldn't have the resistance they have now. No, instead, they want to use the bathroom while your children are using it. News media is reporting the guy that raped a girl in the school's bathroom. The school board covered it up and sent him to another school where he did it again, and now they are prosecuting the father as a terrorist because he went off on the school board. No sympathy for perverts here and those that adopt children. These rapes happened in Virginia. Now you have his mother trying to act like he's the victim and portrays the girl as the cause of it all. I hate my town, dude. I wish they'd let me be fucking mayor for a year. Jesus. How do gays reproduce? All caps. Anything's better. This is a different guy named Jimmy. Anything is better than nothing. Then that's what they used to say about San Francisco. And now Crime is through the roof. Property is sky high. People using the bathroom on the sidewalks, and you got homeless everywhere. Well, if property's sky high and people still live there, that means some people are making some good money. Just so you know. I, for one, would like good paying jobs in a couple year stretch with our property taxes not going up. That's private property, and they have the right to do what they want with it, but I don't feel the need for our mountains to get destroyed. What is this going to do to the wildlife and the streams? It's 12 cabins on 350 fucking acres. It's 12 cabins on 350 fucking acres. And I am not for 1 cent tax increase anymore. People seem to forget that Irwin needs good paying jobs. That's what helps the local economy more than anything. Armchair economists should know that better paying jobs leads individuals to spend more, which brings in more business and even more jobs. Maybe we should add a new Kroger too. I'm not against anyone doing these cabins. It's their money, their right, and the land is not suitable for a factory. But I am against tax money being paid to someone that is not even halfway trying to get their jobs here. If that would have been you or I, we would have already been gone. That's for sure. I don't think they care. They just want something like this that will not be anything but minimum wage jobs. Dude, if this is an exclusive, like upper end resort, it's not going to be minimum wage, the people that work there. They will probably hire some maids and stuff, nothing to help. Most of these places, most places like this bring their own staff, like chefs and anyone of importance. They will probably hire some maids and stuff, nothing to help. I hope they run water to it, though, because we can really have a case to get water to the rest of taxpayers. I know exactly where these cabins are going. Such a beautiful place. Used to be where me and my son would go to hunt. So peaceful. This guy. You think this guy might be like dealing with sinful thoughts? You think maybe he's got men dancing through his head or something? Oh, Jesus. Why are feminists called feminists when there's nothing feminine about them? We have liberals right here in Irwin running as Republicans. Some of them are even chummy with the Antifa snowflakes in Asheville. Oh, God.
Online news and the Antifa crowd, Sunrise Movement, whatever you want to call them, it's the same thing. They are defacing the public property out here, and there's some
with chalk. Are they defacing the public property with sidewalk chalk?
Discussion about is this paint or chalk? It looks like it's chalk, but the Waynesville Police Department showed up, and the Patriots are starting to chant.
Dude, this 2020, 2021 was fucking wild. It's fucking wild. Just people that had nothing to fucking do, just yelling at each other all goddamn day. It was just wild. Fights breaking out all the time, fucking people chased down. It was just crazy. That was a wild time to live through.
Department is either waiting for some other people, other officers, or they're going to allow the sidewalk to be defaced. But the county sheriff's department this is county control, does not want it to be defaced. So that's what we're hearing now. We're trying to get it confirmed through the Haywood
If it's sidewalk chalk, let it go, guys.
County Sheriff's Department, and we'll find out.
Just start mailing him loose glitter.
There's the Republican that's running for 11th Congressional District. She's got her sign. She's on the area that they've got a permit for, where the Antifa crowd is. She just did an interview
Wendy for Congress
with us and said she was not part of this, but these people had her signs.
Fairness for flash flooded families. How is this Antifa? Homes flooded? What? Who's protesting against families that lost their home in a flash flood?
Just before they started their rally, there was a bunch of them over in this area, and they were doing.
They're talking about Madison Cawthorn.
I don't know. They were moving around like real energetically and so forth, like they were trying to warm up for something.
We got way sidetracked. Way sidetracked. But anyways, these are the people that are afraid of Asheville. I don't understand why. They're so scared. I think they're worried that them or some people they know might turn gay if they're too close to homosexuals, or it's contagious. I don't know. We had a ruling in the Pebbles case. I told you guys I would cover it tonight. Well, here it is. Yesterday's ruling for December 9th. Phil's already talked about it. It's already been on Twitter, but I've already read it. So basically, Pebbles is taking Phil to court for defamation per se, emotional, intentional, emotional, whatever, all the things that Phil basically took the Scranton Times to the case for. Now, Phil was trying to downplay this by saying, "Oh, well, there's only 3 causes of action now, and it goes to trial on blah 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 next year." It made it further than his fucking case did. It made it further than his fucking case did. His case never went to trial. Right? His case it never even made it. So here we go. Ruling. The court considered the moving party's opposition and reply. The court overrules the demurrer to both causes of action. So he basically, a demurrer is like an immediate dismissal that he applied for, and we're going to talk about it. On July 19, 2023, plaintiff Pebbles filed a complaint against defendants Phil Godlewski and Does 1 through 500 collectively. On May 22nd, 2024, Pebbles filed First Amendment complaint, FAC, against the same defendants, alleging cause of action: intentional infliction of emotional distress, IIED, private nuisance, libel per se, false light, invasion of privacy. On July 8, 2024, Godlewski demurred to the FAC. On September 4th, 2024, plaintiff opposed to demur. On September 16th, 2024, Godlewski filed a reply to paint his opposition. The court overruled the demur in part and sustained in part. So they ruled in part that, hey, some of this needs to be fixed, but the rest of it's good. And this is them fixing it, okay? On October 14, 2024, plaintiff filed a Second Amendment complaint, SAC, against the same defendants, alleging cause of action for IIED, libel per se, and 3 false light. So IIED, emotional distress, libel per se, and false light. On November 12, 2024, Godlewski filed the instant demur. Plaintiff filed an opposition on November 22nd, 2024. Godlewski filed a reply on December 2nd, 2024. We've read all those. Pebbles is the owner of Salon Touche, the salon, a hair salon which enjoyed positive reviews on Yelp and Google until May 2023. Godlewski is a QAnon social influencer. On May 6, 2023, Godlewski posted plaintiff's address, phone number, and other identifying information on his Telegram channel. Plaintiff privately emailed Godlewski to ask why he posted her information, but defendant posted their private email exchange on Telegram. Defendants, Phil posted an image of the salon's perfect rating on Google and encouraged Godlewski's followers to post negative reviews, even if they had never been customers at the salon. Now, this is the judge doing a factual background. Less than 2 hours, or his assistant or somebody. Less than 2 hours later, defendants posted a screenshot showing that the salon had a 1 out of 5 star rating. The same post was accompanied by the words, Pebbles Flintstone is probably going to have an interesting Monday morning. Defendants have made repeated references to Pebbles' full name in connection with their Telegram username, Pebbles Flintstone. On July 28, 2023, defendants posted a forged screenshot suggesting that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, was investigating Pebbles. The forged FBI memo contains plaintiff's name and Telegram username. Pebbles alleges that several members of Godlewski's Telegram community knew and understood that Pebbles, or the salon owner, referred to plaintiff. So Phil basically tried to say that I was talking about Pebbles Flintstone and no one knew that that was the salon owner. That's just not true. Everybody knew. Plaintiff alleges that several members of Godlewski's Telegram community knew and understood that Pebbles, or the salon owner, referred to the plaintiff. Plaintiff alleges that Phil and defendants intended to harm her by insinuating that she is a criminal under investigation by the FBI. Godlewski has made repeated threats of impending criminal investigations, jailing, or arrest towards the plaintiff. Godlewski now demurs to the second and third cause of action. Now, why is this important? This is all in the factual background, right? Written by the court. So the judge is saying all this is facts. That sounds bad for Phil. Like saying like, oh, well, like they put this out there, the names were attached, fake FBI investigation. That seems bad for Phil. Now, the legal standard. A party may demur a complaint on the grounds that it does not state facts sufficient to constitute a cause of action. A party may also demur to a complaint on the grounds that the complaint is uncertain. A demurrer tests whether the complaint states a cause of action. A special demurrer for uncertainty code of civil procedure, section 430.10, subdivision F, is disfavored and will only be sustained where the pleading is so bad that the defendant or plaintiff cannot reasonably respond, i.e., cannot reasonably determine what issues must be admitted or denied, or what counts or claims are directed against him or her. This is like the case that I went to. The judge basically told him that the filing, me and Mariah are being sued, that the filing was so bad that he should just go ahead and throw it out. But he knows that he'll probably file it again, so he needs to either fix this or drop this. We didn't even know what to plead to. It said liable, L-I-A-B-L-E, or B-E-L, liable. I think it was B-L-E is the way he spelled it. $10,000. And that's all it said. What the fuck are we even pleading to or defending it against? What claims are directed against us? This isn't even a civil tort. What are you talking about? When considering demurs, courts accept all well-pleaded facts as true. A demurrer tests the pleadings alone and not the evidence or other extrinsic matters. Therefore, it lies only where the defects appear on the face of the pleading are judicially noticed. The only issue involved in a demurrer hearing is whether the complaint, as it stands unconnected with extraneous matters, states a cause of action. On demurrer, a court does not accept contentions, deductions, or conclusions of fact or law. Although courts construe pleadings liberally, sufficient facts must be alleged to support the allegations pled to survive a demurrer. Where a demurrer is sustained, leave to amend must be allowed, where there is reasonable possibility of successful amendment. The burden is on the party who filed the pleading subject to the demurrer to show the court that the pleading can be amended successfully. So, even if this was shut down, there'd still be a chance to amend it. Here's the arguments. Phil's argument. Godlewski contends that plaintiff's liable per se cause of action must fail because she has not adequately pleaded that her Telegram username was common knowledge. The forged memo cannot be libelous per se because it does not say plaintiff committed a crime. Because plaintiff's liable per se claim fails, so must her false light claim. So basically saying that the FBI memo, this part, it can't stand because no one knew that Pebbles was Christine and she was the salon owner. But that's just not true. We all knew what was going on there. Phil's followers all knew what was going on there. He specifically put it out to make it look like she was under investigation by the FBI. You remember when he said the DEA was moving in on me and I'd be arrested by the end of the week? Opposing parties' arguments. So Pebbles argues that she has offered proof that several third parties understood that the forged memo referred to her specifically. Pebbles has sufficiently pleaded the of and concerning element of libel per se, and the only reasonable conclusion to be drawn from the forged memo is that she committed a crime. Thus, the forged memo is libelous per se, and the demurrer should be overruled. This is going to make it further than Phil's case ever did. He's talking about how bad this case is, how this is no case, it'll never be a case, it'll never get a trial, it's going to be thrown out, it's going to cost her so much money, he's going to sue her. But this is going to trial, and his amazing case he had against the Scranton Times didn't. Weird. Reply arguments. The opposition should not be considered because plaintiff, Pebbles, never served it upon Godlewski. Further, the forged memo is not defamatory because a reader would need to know extrinsic facts to understand its defamatory nature. So you don't need to know any facts outside that memo. That memo by itself is defamatory. Merits of the motion. A second cause of action for libel per se. Libel is a false and unprivileged publication by writing, printing, picture, effigy, or other fixed representation to the eye, which exposes any person to hatred, contempt, ridicule. How do you say this? We're about to find out. Obloquy?
Obloquy.
Obloquy. Obloquy. Strong public criticism or verbal abuse, or which causes him to be shunned or avoided, or which has a tendency to injure him in his occupation. A libel which is defamatory of the plaintiff without the necessity of explanatory matter, such as an inducement, innuendo, or other extrinsic fact, is said to be libel on its face. Libel per se. The elements of defamation claim are: 1, a publication that is false. A publication. 2, is false. 3, defamatory. 4, unprivileged. And 5, has a natural tendency to injure or causes special damage. The defamatory statement must specifically refer to or be of and concerning the plaintiff. Godlewski demurs to this cause of action because a reader would need extrinsic knowledge to understand that the Pebbles referred to is plaintiff. Further, a screenshot containing the FBI emblem, a record number, and plaintiff's first name and Telegram username is not defamatory on its face because it does not mention that plaintiff is under criminal investigation. Plaintiff argues in opposition that the forged memo is libelous per se because on its face it implies that plaintiff is a criminal and under investigation by the FBI. Further, she introduces extrinsic evidence to satisfy the of and concerning element of defamation and not the per se element of libel per se. In support, plaintiff cites to a federal case, Yao versus National Enquirer. In Yao, the National Enquirer made a defamatory statement that several women were caught doing drugs with a well-known actor. The National Enquirer did not name the plaintiff directly, but her identity and involvement in the drug use could be reasonably inferred from the entire context of the article. Thus, the defamatory statement was of and concerning the plaintiff. Similarly, in Dickinson v. Crosby, an attorney made a defamatory statement on behalf of his client to discredit a model who accused the client of rape. Though the attorney did not name the model directly, he made a statement only a few days after she came forward with the accusation. Given the timeline and the similarity in wording used by the attorney and the accuser, a reasonable person could conclude that the subject of the defamatory statement was indeed the model. Here, plaintiff argues that in the context of Godlewski's entire Telegram feed, a reasonable person would be able to draw a connection between plaintiff and Pebbles Flintstone, as defendants made several public statements associating her legal name with her username. Further, plaintiff names 3 third parties that did indeed recognize Pebbles Flintstone was used to identify her specifically. Thus, the court finds that the plaintiff has sufficiently alleged the of and concerning element of libel per se. The court now turns to whether the forged memo can be considered a defamatory statement. Godlewski argues that a reader would need to know extrinsic information to understand the defamatory nature of the forged memo, so it cannot be libelous per se. Plaintiff argues that if a person is subject to an FBI memo, the only reasonable conclusion is that the person committed a crime and an arrest is pending. Further, Godlewski, prior to and after posting the forged memo, Godlewski made several accusations that plaintiff committed a crime. In this context, it logically follows that Godlewski wanted his followers to believe that plaintiff was under criminal investigation. It is an error for a court to rule that a publication cannot be defamatory on its face when and by any reasonable interpretation the language is susceptible of defamatory meaning. In determining whether a publication reasonably conveys a defamatory meaning, the court looks at what is explicitly stated as well as what insinuation and implication can be reasonably drawn from the publication. Further, whether a reasonable person could draw the inference must be considered in the context of the average member of the audience to which the publication was made. Applying these standards, the court finds that an average follower of Godlewski's Telegram channel could infer from the forged memo that plaintiff drew FBI attention because she committed a crime. Such an accusation is libelous per se. According to the demur, the second cause of action is overruled. Third cause of action for false light. One who gives publicity to a matter concerning another that places the other before the public in a false lie is subject to the liability to the other for invasion of his privacy if the false lie in which the other was placed would be highly offensive to a reasonable person and the actor had knowledge or acted reckless disregard as to the falsity of the publicized matter and the false lie in which the other would be placed. When a false light claim encompasses a defamation claim, the false light claim is essentially superfluous. I don't know why I can't say that word half the time. Superfluous, and stands or falls on whether it meets the same requirements as the defamation cause of action. As discussed above, plaintiff has sufficiently pleaded defamation. Thus, the court finds that her false light claim is sufficiently pleaded as well. Accordingly, the demur to the third cause of action is overruled. Conclusion: based on the foregoing, the court overrules the demur in its entirety. The prevailing party on motion is ordered to give notice of ruling. Boom. Done. Going to court, Phildo. Isn't there one that's called Godlewski Legal? Isn't there a Godlewski Legal Battle Telegram page or something? Or is it Phil's Legal Battle? Or did he delete that account now? PG Legal Cases. No, it's still there. Not a good day for anyone from Scranton Times side. Oh, yeah, he's not really updating it, is he? September 27th is the last update. Godlewski v. Alvear. Common law attorneys Godlewski have filed their opposition to dismiss. Did they have... Is the Alvear shit still going on? Someone told me they had a gentleman's agreement and just dropped it or some shit. Is that true? So someone that ran the Phil Godlewski Exposed Telegram page who hated me, banned me, or any talk of me, blah, 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 because fucking people over there running their goddamn mouth, and when we come to answer it, they said, no fighting. I wasn't even allowed to be mentioned there. The person who ran that was KDJ. She was actually working with Phil the whole time, and she gave Phil Pebbles Flintstone's real information, her name, and her salon she runs. So Phil doxes her salon. She sends him a private email saying, hey, what the fuck? Why did you dox my private salon. I don't know anything about you. And he says, oh, you've always been running your mouth, telling people I'm a pedophile, blah, blah, blah. He has no proof of any of this. Telling people I'm a pedophile, claiming this, claiming that, whatever. And then he posts the emails as well as doxing her. Then he posts that she has good reviews on Google and says, like, I wouldn't want to do business with her. Would you, someone who talks to people like this? You can leave a bad review even if you've never used her service. Tanks her fucking reviews. Then there's like death threats that show up on her door. Her phone's ringing off the hook. Basically destroys her business with his audience. All because I think Katie J probably told him that this person talks about you all the time, does this, that, the other, whatever. Because it doesn't seem like he has any real proof that anything was happening. I've seen some fake screenshots he claims he has of her that don't seem to exist anywhere else except his edited screenshots. But I've never seen Pebbles. He claims that Pebbles was messaging all of his followers and saying, why are you following a pedophile, blah, blah, blah. But none of that seems to exist. Pebbles was just a person in my community and other communities around exposing Phil. And she really didn't come up that much, talk that much, say anything really about Phil. She just hung out, had a good time. She owns a salon. He tries to ruin it and says he's going to make it into a taco stand. And then uses his audience to try to ruin it through bad reviews, of ringing the phone off the hook. She can't set appointments. Nothing's really going on. And she has to shut down that business. Right after she spent a ton of money remodeling the business, like she moved to a new location, remodeled it, got it up and running, changed the space, was shut down for a long time. And right after she starts open again, she gets open again, then all of Phil's people go and fucking attack it and basically shut it down. And she's suing him for doing that. He also put out a memo saying that she was under investigation by the FBI, which is a fucking lie. It was just a bunch of stupid shit he did. And, you know, support the campground if you want to. You can do that at the GoFundMe link that the mods drop sometimes. It's help rebuild the Nolicheki Gorge campground after Helene. Here's the link. I'll drop it. Fuck it. It doesn't go to me. It goes to the campground owner while she tries to rebuild and pay the bills, get everything going. Support us if you want to while we're trying to recover after the storm. I greatly appreciate it. We got Christmas and stuff coming up. I don't really have a job right now, but it is what it is. This Christmas is going to be different for sure. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with me. Support, continued support. This week's the last week with the excavator, and then we'll probably be in here earlier and doing more. Getting back on Patreon and stuff. I got to take the excavator back at lunchtime on Friday. So, yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Shout out to Pebbles. Good luck on your case. And we'll see everybody on the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye, guys. At least you learned tonight what birthright citizenship is, okay? As soon as your feet touch the ground, you're birthed right in.
Don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest.
I got to get some good weather to get some video of my one wheel, but I love it ever since the upgrade. I did fuck it up once with the app and like deleted all the settings, had to go redo it again, but that's the cost of like tinkering with shit. Sometimes you fuck shit up, but Jesus Christ. It's got so much power. There was a hill that I usually ride on the way out of the campground that I make it up like once out of 10 times on my old board or before I improved it. And now it didn't even slow down. I was building up speed going up the hill. It's insane what it'll do. It's just so much fucking better. Plus, I can see all the settings and the batteries, make sure nothing's overheating or getting. I can see everything. I can change everything if I wanted to. It's pretty fucking amazing, to be honest with you. The only thing I can't figure out yet is I have those real bright headlights that I put in it. I can't get them to work with the new computer system that's in it. But the ones that are in it are decently bright. They're just not as bright as the ones I ordered. And if I can't figure out how to use them, I'll put them in Mariah's one wheel. They'll work in hers.
You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing.
It's like basically, it's like taking mine's the cheapest board you can buy, and to me it feels like the one that's like $3,000 or $4,000. Like there's so much power there. It's insane.
When I was high on shrooms, I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped them to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an.
It's gonna be the one I try to ride. You think I could ride across the whole state of Tennessee on a one wheel? It's pretty fucking long. But I could start right here at my house at my home county at the North Carolina line, and take off out Interstate 40.
Seriously. This is my mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me a. Oh my god. Damn it. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3.
Have a good night, guys.
Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was
Just because I have an accent doesn't make me Forrest Gump, okay?
ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no research. They be working copy on Cox that came first. 9th inning, second string, and they acting like they know. Hit his ass on stolen bullshit, and bro.
Y'all are a bunch of bitchers, as Brad Barton would say.
Sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window?